All right, we are live.
All right.
Woo! I'm drinking
Everything.
bourbon from a 10-gallon cup here.
Oh, I ain't even playing around tonight then.
Mm,
Cheers, y'all.
actually,
Happy Thanksgiving.
oh yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. No, this is actually water. We ran out of bottles of water, so I made me a big tankard of water to have here to sip on. But no, actually, tonight we're doing a unique top 10 list, and these are top 10 bourbons not made in Kentucky. Now, caveat. Let me pull up the rules right quick for everybody.
All right.
So for me, in order for me to pick one of these bourbons, now really, I can't prove they're all aged. You know, sometimes that you borrow a rick house. If you're a small distillery, you know, you may borrow rick space. That one I put aged, but absolutely distilled and bottled at their facility, right? So no non-distilling producers. So these are actual distilleries in states other than Kentucky. My second criteria was they couldn't be too watery. They had to have good oil and good mouthfeel. And the third one, they had to have higher complexity than just base bourbon notes of wood sugars. Now, a caveat on that third one, preference of notes vary from individual to individual. I'm not saying you would like these bourbons. I'm just saying there's some complexity to them beyond wood sugars. And we'll leave it at
Okay.
that. So we'll get that first hashtag out there here shortly.
So I'm gonna guess that this one didn't make the list.
Oh, hang on one second. I am copying the hashtag. Which one?
The old Puff
No,
Trace.
that's absolutely
This
Kentucky,
is a single barrel, but
but
I
that's
don't know
made
if
in
it's any good
Kentucky.
or not.
That's made in Kentucky, though.
Oh yeah.
These are states, not Kentucky. Because
Gotcha.
the reason I did it this way is because was it so upwards of high 80s to 90% of bourbon is all distilled and all in Kentucky,
Yep.
and there's very few distilleries now. Ross and Squibb, of course, as they grow and grow and grow, but that's or MGP, Ross Squibb, whatever you want to call it. They produce a lot. They distill a lot, but they
Oh yeah.
sell to non-distilling producers and they blend it and bottle it and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these are not those.
Put it on boats.
Yep. What's up, Lori? Oh yeah, it's today. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And man, we've got some entries on the wheel. The next drawing is coming up December 7th, 2023. And while we're on the subject, what are we playing for? 24 note nose and kit, 3 sample bourbons marked A, B, and C. A laser engraved whiskey glass. It looks a hell of a lot like that one. And a virtual private tasting with me where we walk through using the nosing kit, and at the end I reveal the bourbons. So that's first prize. Second prize is 2 ounces of anything on my shelf in a glass. Third prize is the glass. So there we have it. That's what we're playing for. But let me go ahead and get this first one out there. Now, a lot of these smaller distilleries, they have not hired a professional photographer to come take pictures of their bourbon bottles. So this is the best I could do. Stark is not shaped like that. That's a remove background tool I used to get rid, because they don't have just a plain bottle on a white background. But anyway, the first one is Stark. This is handcrafted bourbon in New Hampshire. It's distilled, aged, and bottled by Stark Brewing Company. And they started as a brewery, but they bought a
Huh.
still and they're actually distilling whiskeys now. It is not. It's
Okay.
only aged for just over about. It's under 2 years. They're starting to come up with their age to call it a straight bourbon, but they got to make money on it. So you know, and they don't want to blend it with anything. So and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But before we move any further, but it's number 10 on the list. It's the bottom of my list up here tonight. So
Never heard of that one.
What I'm sipping on right now is Cook's Meal, and this is from North Carolina. And I have another one over
Okay.
here. I will pour later. Well, what are you sipping
I'm sipping on a little Irish to start off with, something a little lighter.
on?
This is
Oh,
Connecticut Castle,
yeah.
a little 10-year-old Irish, but I'm sipping on it because there's that much left in the bottle, and it needs to go. You know, it can't hang out in the bottle that much longer with that much gone.
Yep. Oh, and also full disclosure, Big Daddy H is sitting about 7 feet from me right over here at a table. He is online on his laptop, but he has it muted because, of course, there's a delay. He's hearing us live, but he
I
will be
got you.
able to chat and put in the hashtags and all that type of stuff.
Oh, good to hear, Slapshot. We'll be praying for.
Oh, what it was? Oh, kidney surgery. Okay.
Hmm. I think she's already. I think she had one replaced. I think up from that, and they're going to
Thank-
do the other one on Monday.
Mm,
Man, that's
mm.
nice. It's nice, light and floral.
Oh, the other thing I'll throw out now is we are going to have an after party. I already have it set up on Bourbon Bounty After Dark. I put the link, pinned it at the top of the chat. So if you haven't subscribed to Bourbon Bounty After Dark, so that you get notifications of stuff, you might want to go ahead and do that. It's non-monetized channel. All it is in case we get
Let's
copyright
see.
strikes or something. I don't really care. So that's that channel over there, and we'll be there. We usually end this show. All times I'm going to spew out our Eastern time, so we usually end this show at 8:30, right on the dot, and then at 8:45 I'll crank up the after party over at that link pinned at the top of the chat on YouTube. For those not, I don't see
Yeah,
any Facebook folks yet. So,
here you go. Slap it in there.
but I am simulcasting it to
There you go.
Facebook as well.
Okay. I just dropped the link in there, so oops, probably that way.
Oh, that's to the channel page. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The
If you're
link
not
I put
up
up there
there
is the
already,
actual after party. The link to the actual
gotcha.
video. Mm. Now, what was you saying right before that?
Oh, I'm just dropping the regular,
Oh,
normal link in there. So
right. Yeah, I've got like 60 something subs over there. So, just saying if somebody's interested. It is Bourbon Bounty After Dark, and I call it. It's the acronym is BBAD, and I say that's where we go to be bad. So if you have sensitive ears, you probably want to stay away from there. Like Kathy Bates likes to say, she has virgin ears.
mm-hmm.
We know it's not true. Oh man, that's
Well,
653. All right.
that doesn't have the normal nose of a Buffalo Trace. That's cool.
Yeah, hopefully it's not as I used to call Buffalo Trace. Well, the first time, because there's certain bourbons I can actually drink, like take a big swig of,
Yeah.
and I did that with Buffalo Trace, and it felt like I was pulling barbed wire out of my throat.
I don't think it's but maybe like 90 proof or something.
All right,
Let's see where it says. Yep, 90 proof.
yeah, it's just 90, but it drinks well. The regular Buffalo Trace, I think it drinks a little above its proof, but not much. Maybe it's not crazy. It's like I'd probably guess it at 95 or something.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It drinks just a hint above the 90 for what, like 94, 95-ish. Not
Yeah,
much,
somewhat.
though.
And not,
But
I
I
mean,
think it's got
and
some.
my favorite is 100 proof. So, I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah. It's got some heck of legs on it.
Now, you said it was a single barrel, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's slightly. slightly different. It's got a little more like buttery note to it.
Yeah, probably
And
has a
again, like
little.
you're saying, it's not that it's not a whole lot of notes going on in this one here. Little wood sugars and yeah, not a lot, but
Yeah, but they cut it down with water to make it 90 proof.
oh yeah,
So,
yeah, it's like the local vodka around here. Tito's.
yeah,
It's 80 proof. Yeah, he means it's mainly water.
yeah, that's right. Because they
That's
distilled it at probably 180.
100 at
Yeah,
least.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
somewhere up in
Whiskey
that range.
cannot be distilled at higher than 160 proof, but neutral spirits can be distilled at 180 and all that. So,
Yep. Hmm.
yep, that's what I'm saying. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. I'm doing another progressive hashtagging here. So I may
Nice.
stick with this format. I think it's a good format. Instead of doing the first 5 of 10 and then the next 4 of 15, the last one at 20, I'm just going 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then 60 for the number one. I may just keep that.
That'll work.
People. I mean, I tried to tell people I was going to be live, so But I know people have family over. People are, hanging out, doing stuff, and I wasn't expecting a full night, of viewers and all. But whoever's here, you got a good chance of getting multiple wins.
There you go. Did you happen to hear that noise a second ago?
I didn't hear anything.
No. Okay.
I was flapping my jaws too, though.
And it sounded like almost like gunfire, but I think it was this pileated woodpecker that was living around here close. Hey, those things are huge.
Yeah.
If you've never seen one, that's the woodpecker they modeled Woody the Woodpecker off of.
Mm-hmm.
It's about I can't show you here. They're like about 16 inches tall or something like that.
Right.
They're a
Yeah,
huge, huge woodpecker. Oh yeah, when he goes to beating on the tree, you can hear it. It ain't like your normal tap 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 tap, woodpecker. Oh, they're beating the heck out of it.
Yeah, and I think they have a longer. Well, of course they do in proportion to their body. The beak.
Yep. Yeah, they got a big beak on
Somebody said Mark's audio got quiet. I don't know. I didn't hear
them.
anything. Sounded normal.
No, I think it's
At least
sounding
to
all
me.
right. I turned mine down a little bit up here just because I think you were coming through loud on me.
Oh, really? Yeah. Hopefully, I'm not coming through too loud on everybody. So
But good.
I can turn the volume down. All righty, man. Did you have a good meal today?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we turned out we actually had 2 different turkeys. And one that was cooked in the oven, and then one that was deep fried with a little bit of a Cajun spice to it.
Awesome.
And it was really good. And I grilled up a little bit of boudin for us for like an appetizer sort of thing.
Yep.
And all the other normal fixings, stuffing, 2 types of cranberry. Got to have both. The fresh made that Mom made, and then also the can.
The wiggle jiggle.
Uh-huh. I like to. What I do is I take the slice of the can, put it on the plate, and then put some of the fresh on top of that, and you eat them both at the same time.
Well, my wife makes it fresh, and I mean, I used to do the jelly in the can, but I just she makes great cranberry sauce. It's got like orange zest in it and other things, and it's just really good.
Oh
yeah, I
good.
see you, Lori. I got you. I've got you written down over here, and yeah, we had my wife cooked everything. I mean, I went in there. She started yesterday, with stuff. And I went in there and I said, "Hey, if you need anything, holler. Let me know, because otherwise I'm just going to stay the hell out of the way." And she said, "That's what I need you to do." I said, "Good."
Yeah.
I came in here.
There you go.
But
Better
she let
stay
us
out the
know.
way.
I mean,
Yeah.
we snapped some fresh green beans, and we, for stuff.
Mhm.
Oh man, I gotta spin this thing. Okay, so let me present this screen, and whoa, I don't have to share. Oh yeah, I do. I have to present. Gosh, see, I ate too much. My brain is not working.
The old tryptophan's kicking in.
Yeah, boy. I didn't eat that much turkey though. Okay, here we go. Good luck, everybody. All 10 entries on the wheel. Facebook's telling me to be ready to start my live. I'm already going. Fulton Mraz. There we go.
Nice, Fulton.
Congratulations on the first win there. We'll let the confetti die down. Stop sharing, and I'll get the next one set up.
Oh, yeah, Fulton. I'm thankful for all
Rod
kinds of
J,
stuff.
cheers. All right, we are going to the next. Now, this next one's that first one was worth 10 entries to the quarterly drawing. This one's going to be worth 15. And this has nothing to do with Alabama. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, and capitalization does not matter, but I'm capitalizing everything tonight. So just putting it in there. Before I post it, I'm going to bring this up and say, here's what it is.
Oh, Tidewalker.
And this is why I threw the caveat out. Because Tidewalker, I said complexity. And again, the smaller, the New England distillery is kind of small. And so they don't have a good professional white background picture either. That's why you see a two-tone there, but this is the best I could do. But Tidewalker is, they say, from the coast of Maine. It's New England distilling, and it's distilled, aged, and bottled by them. So there you have it, Maine. And damn near in not in Maine because Portland, Maine. I think that's where they are. But they give I think it's cool because I don't know if you can see it on the bottle, but they give the GPS or the latitude,
Latitude,
longitude
longitude.
of where the distillery is. I think that's pretty cool. So that's
Yeah,
what it is. Cool. Tidewalker. Now the caveat is this does have a licorice kick to it. So
really,
I picked it because it's number 2, or number 9, on the top 10. But it does have some added complexity to it over just base wood sugar notes. But it does have that licorice kick to it.
is that from the rye they added to it?
Yeah, I think it's the variation of rye that they use, and because star anise is not a cereal grain, so they can't put it in there.
Yeah,
and they didn't finish it in anything, so there
well,
you
I
go.
guess it's got to come from whatever little bit of rye they put in there. Sheesh.
Yeah, and it's one of the stronger licorice bourbons that I've had. Not saying it's really really strong, but it's there. You can. I mean, it's a little bit forward in it.
Yeah, I think I would have actually pick up on that one. No,
Yeah,
that's
you don't
just
have to
some.
dig for it. I'll put it that way. Some notes you get like those, like it's like, what is that? What is that? I'm picking up on it. Somebody will say something like black cherry. Oh yeah. And then or somebody will say honey, and it just triggers that in your head. But this one, I think everybody would say that's black licorice.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those notes that definitely kind of stick in your head, kind of like fresh cut grass or, fall leaves or something like that, burning fall leaves. It's one of those notes that kind of just stick in your head.
All right. Well, let me explain if somebody doesn't know how this goes. When I put a hashtag in, you put the hashtag in, you get entered to the StreamYard giveaway for entries to the quarterly drawing. The next quarterly drawing is on December 7th, 2023, and you could stand to win a 24 note nose and kit, 3 sample bourbons marked A, B, and C, a laser engraved whiskey glass, and a virtual private tasting with me. There's also second prize 2 ounces of anything on the shelf in a glass, and the third prize is just a glass. The other caveat I will throw out is I do have Crystal Rocks glasses, so if someone doesn't like drinking whiskey neat, I can laser engrave a rocks glass and send to them as well.
How about a beer stein?
I can do anything that I have on hand. I do not have a stein, but I could pick some up. But here's the other thing. I buy the crystal, like these are, non-lead, 100% crystal glasses. If I do like a pint glass or something, it may just be glass.
Yeah.
That I'm engraving and not be crystal. So that's the other, little caveat I can do. Oh, and I also have little shot glasses that I can put a very tiny Bourbon Bounty logo on them. And on those, I don't even need to use my rocker for those because they're flat enough. They're squared shot glasses.
Oh, gotcha.
And I would throw 2 of those in. You get a little 2 glass set of those.
Yep. But we discourage shooting whiskey.
Yeah, it's like
you savor it a little bit.
A Boilermaker, whatever, Now with the nosing kit, I don't give them an option. It's this glass because I want us to be able to nose the whiskey properly.
Yep.
And if y'all don't know, Glencairn's what you're drinking out of there, Mark. And these are not Glencairns, but this bulb right here is exact same width of a Glencairn, and the top circle is the exact same circumference of a Glencairn. So you're basically getting the same aromas coming up. But yeah, I have actually put my logo on a pint glass before.
I just gotta watch if I'm drinking out of those glasses, I tend to pour heavy. For some reason, I pour heavier in those than I do in the Glen.
Well, see, they started making them different. I have some over there that's the newer ones that they fill this entire bottom with glass. This has a very thin, the thick glass at the bottom is very thin. And when they fill it all the way up to the curve, you get 1 ounce to the curve. A Glencairn is always 1 ounce to the max bulb. You're getting 1 ounce of whiskey. This one, you're getting about 1.5 ounces on the old version of this glass. So you just pour it a little lower than the max curve and you get 1 ounce. But the newer ones have the thicker glass at the bottom, like I said, and you pour it like you do a Glencairn, and you don't pour it heavy.
Yeah, I tried that, but it didn't work very well. I tend to be looking at it from the top when I pour it in versus the side,
Personally, I don't mind pouring it heavy. I like that for me. What's up, Tater Dom? Cheers.
Most of the time. Hey, cheers, Tater Dom.
All right, we're not going to get behind on this one. Hurry, hashtag TIDE. I see Tater Dom got it in there. In about 1 more minute, we're going to spin it.
I would go with that.
We ran out of bottles of water. That's why I'm drinking out of this thing tonight. I usually have a bottle of water up here with me. It's important to stay hydrated. All right, let's spin this thing while you're pouring. And
hydration is key.
On the 15 entries to the quarterly drawing, here we go. And we are going to land on Big Daddy H.
Nice.
All right. Big designated hitter. That's what I put down. All right. Stop sharing. I just put Big DH. Gotta shorthand this stuff. All right. Hashtag. Oh, this one's super simple to enter. And I've started making the hashtags easier for folks who are on phones and such. But here's what it's going to be. This one is one I'm sipping on right now.
Oh,
It
Cook's
is
Mill.
Cook's Meal, and it's hashtag CM. And it is 100% corn, but it is a different corns from the state. So
It's
it's
100%.
American straight yeah, 100%. It's Hills, Fields, and Mills of North Carolina, made with corn grown and harvested in Catawba County.
Hmm.
So that's what that says across the front. And this is distilled. Now, this one doesn't say aged. I think this is one where I put aged in there. They're probably borrowing space in another rick house, but it's their bourbon distilled at their distillery, barreled at their distillery. It may be trucked to a rick house to age, but then they bottle it back at their distillery, right? So the aging doesn't really bother me that bad if they age it somewhere else. But it's their bourbon with their stamp on the barrel. It goes, that. But yeah, this one just says distilled and bottled.
But you said it's 100% corn, though, right?
Yeah,
Just
but it's
different
good.
varieties of corn.
It's different varieties of corn. There's some heirlooms in there. It's hard to find information on them. They're kind of small, but there is a non-GMO, just the yellow corn. I think was it number 2 yellow corn or something like that. But then there's I think 2 or 3 different types of heirloom corns in there as well. It really comes out
blue
great.
corn or bloody butcher corn or white
Something
corn.
like that, right?
I mean, there's so many varieties. Yeah. Still Austin is fixing to come out with their latest bottle and bond, which is a blue corn. It's got, I think it's
I saw that
part blue corn, part white corn, some rye, and maybe some malted barley, I think.
Now we made we've been here with family all week, and I made a couple of old fashions the other night. But Still Austin has their official whiskey of the Texas Longhorns, and they have the bourbon recipe for the burnt orange drink, and it actually sounds good. Look at the recipe on there. Yeah, it actually sounds really good.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Maybe it may have showed up on my Facebook feed or something.
But it's got a little peach liqueur in it.
Oh, okay.
But not much. And I would want to taste it before I put. They call for peach and simple syrup, and I think peach is simple syrup.
Yep. Thank you.
There we go. Well, I had to, give people a chance.
I was feeling small over here.
Yeah. That would be good to
make it good. Make good clear. Ah, yeah. Yeah,
and I don't know.
Some of the heirloom varieties would be really good. I mean, I kind of wish I still had access to where I was living in Kentucky, because we had some really good spring water up there that I never really got to use. But that's all right. One of these days I'll have to mess around down here sometime. Hopefully they'll legalize some of that stuff before too long.
Yeah.
Make it easier for us, like Australia, New Zealand, stuff like that, you can distill all you want to, as long as you're not selling it,
Right. Well, in Texas when I was getting into home brewing there for a while in Texas, you could distill for personal use up to so much whiskey, so many gallons or whatever. Yep.
Huh, I haven't researched it. I know you could distill if you want, not distill, but homebrew if you wanted to make your own beer or whatever. And I had family members that would do that. They would make their own beer, and then they would also, my grandfather and some other people would make wine. And they would make some pretty good stuff. I had my grandfather made some good watermelon wine, and then my cousin made he made a bunch of different wines. Like out of blackberries. The best one he had that I tried was a honeysuckle wine. That was fantastic. Oh my God, it was so good. Really light, but it still had all those nice kind of honey notes to it and everything else. Like, if you remember sucking on the little honeysuckle things? It was like that. That was great. It was really good.
Well, back in several years ago, I used to call Elijah Craig honeysuckle bourbon, because I get that honeysuckle note in Elijah
Yep.
Craig, and that was just how I
Not the
remembered it.
not this latest batch.
Mm.
The latest batch I just picked up was the C923.
No, I'm
It's
not
like
talking about the
100.
foolproofs. I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
the regular old Elijah
Yeah,
Craig. Yeah.
I got you. The regular, what, 94 proof or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that latest, the foolproof one, it's like 133, I think it is.
It's
And
like a
I
honeysuckle with
think I
an
read,
AK-47. Yeah.
yeah, I think I read that there was some 13-year stuff in there,
Mm.
or 13 and plus. Well,
That'd be
sounds
a
like the local Mexicans firing off the AK over there.
yeah.
We live close, some of them didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, oh
Yeah,
man.
Sherry J, where you at? I think I asked one time. I don't remember where he's actually at right now. I think, yeah, beer and wine is pretty much U.S. wide. You can,
Yeah.
just make your own beer and wine if you want to.
There's
You
a
know,
few tweaks on the rules, but of course, like you say, you can't sell it. But
yeah.
Texas has some weird laws. Like you can own like a army tank
No other
that will,
miss. I got you.
or whatever, as long as you register it with the sheriff's office, whatever county you're in,
Yeah.
and they will give you a special permit to own it. Now you can't take it anywhere. You have to go to them, and you have to get permission. Like if you wanted the tank at some kind of state fair or something, and you wanted to drive it down there, or haul it in and park it out there to have it, just for people to look at or whatever. You
Yeah.
have to get a special permit to move it, but you can own whatever you want. You can own hand grenades and all that, but you have to
Yeah.
keep them in your home. You can't take them out without permission.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know we're a open carry state, and I do that frequently myself. But that's a plus. I mean, I think that helps keep us a little safer.
Yeah, I took those rules out of the basement down there. I had that rule slide up, setting the groundwork for the top 10. But basically, it's the bourbon had to be it's any state but Kentucky, because the majority of bourbon comes out of Kentucky. So I wanted to highlight some non Kentucky bourbons, and this is my top 10 pick, and all these are on my shelf. So I'm not saying it's every one of them, because currently, I mean, I've had it before, but I don't currently have a bottle of Wyoming on my shelf. I can't. I thought I did. I cannot find it though. I'll probably find it after the show's over. I'll be like, oh, there the fricker is,
Yep.
And
Cheers to him all.
but yeah, cheers. And but it has to be distilled and bottled at an actual distillery, so no non-distilling producers. It has to have a good viscosity to it, a good mouthfeel, oils, and not be too watered down. And it had to have notes, more complex notes than just base bourbon, like wood sugars.
Yeah.
This is my top 10 pick. So we're on number 7 or 8 right now. 8.
Dang, Jerry. That's got to be some stout peach wine right there. I bet he puts a little PGA off in there.
I'll bet. All right, we're at 7:18. We got one more minute before we're going to spin, and this is worth 20 entries to the quarterly drawing. We are doing progressive entries.
Hey, Cindy.
Cindy's here. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know we did. Ate a little bit too much of that dressing. Ooh, that was good. That was moist.
Oh, I love me some dressing. That's one of the things I really look forward to. I want to do one of those sandwiches that Jason was talking about. Take some dressing, pat it out like the size of a piece of bread, kind of thin, and then put turkey and maybe a little mashed potatoes and a little gravy on top of it, and then make another little patty of dressing, kind of thin. Put it on top of that, and then slap all that in a panini press.
Yeah. Well, this dressing here would fall apart because it is so moist. It was so good though. But
Well, that's why you put it in that panini press. You kind of press it all together and crust it up a little bit.
well, this was I have had. Oh, I'll have to get to
Time to
that in a
spin it
minute
up.
because we need to spin it up. I was kind of watching that, but I thought it was present screen. And here we go. Good luck, all 12 entries to the quarterly drawing entry spin for Cook's Meal out of, oh, that's Lori. All right. Lori got 20 entries, but we are going to draw again. And Big Daddy H got plus 20. It's a good night to be getting the entries now. There's not a lot of people here. All right, here we go.
Oh, nice, Sugar Kitty. Yep.
Oh, not that one. That one doesn't count. Only one of them.
There you go, Jerry J.
We're
Keep
dropping
the gravy on everything.
All right, Brissy boy. Here we go. That is
Nice.
one.
Big Daddy. Totally rigged.
Well, but I got it set to remove people after they win. You know, it lands on them. So we are eventually going to land on an original win.
There you go. You're having a little pour for Sugar Kitty.
I almost picked the after party link. Let's see. Now then, this one, I'll go ahead and post this hashtag out there. RIEG. What could that be? It is Jay Rieger's. Now, this is Rieger's bourbon, and I can tell you it's aged 6 years.
Cheers,
I
Kitty.
was there at the distillery. It is distilled and absolutely aged and bottled by Jacob Rieger and Company. They have a beautiful room with glass walls, which you can see the barrels outside of the room. The room's climate controlled with a giant conference table, like a boardroom table in it. And you're just surrounded by the bottoms of barrels all the way around. And it is absolutely stunning in there. And their bourbon is really, really good. And it is, it's just fantastic. So
Any
there it
idea
is.
the age on it?
6 years.
6. Nice.
Yep, they tasted it at 4 years because they were doing a bottled and bond, and they said that's not ready, and they left it for 2 more years.
There you go.
But they make a lot of other stuff. Their big claim to fame is their Kansas City whiskey, but that bourbon is fantastic.
Jerry J, I think you missed an I in your reg. Reg.
He didn't hashtag either. Oh yeah,
Yeah, he did. But he
did. RIEG. Yeah, but for Rieger's, let me mark this one out. Last
yeah,
time.
I've never seen that one around here. It seems like what a lot of these that you're showing are fairly local. I mean, like local distribution.
They are, because I travel around, and of course my son lives in Kansas City, and when I went there, we went to Jay Rieger's and whiskey company and all, and that was really the best one in Kansas City. I went to some others, and they did distill their own juice, but but it wasn't very good,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I went to one of the local ones. It's a honey place down the road from where I stay in Colorado, and I went out there, and they had I got one of their whiskeys, and then I got one of their cinnamon whiskeys, because I figured, well, that might be pretty good in as a mixer. Now, not as a neat sip, but I tried it neat. The cinnamon whiskey, the regular whiskey was, it's okay. Needs more age, but their cinnamon whiskey was a lot like your Fireball $2.91. I've never seen that bottle either.
You can get it though, because I bought it I think I bought it in Texas.
I think I may have seen that around here. Maybe it's Specs.
Yep, maybe.
But their cinnamon whiskey was like Fireball, kinda, but more actual like real cinnamon, not like Fireball red hot
Right.
cinnamon. It tastes like you actually put a cinnamon stick in with the distillant, when they did that. And my wife and I made some hot chocolate like a week ago when it was pretty chilly and put a little splash of that off in there. And man, that was fantastic. It was really good in hot chocolate. Now, sipping it neat, you're like, it's definitely cinnamon all up in your face.
Yeah. I mean, Fireball, except the tiny bottles or whatever, they're supposed to contain some whiskey, but
Yeah.
really, you can't call anything cinnamon whiskey. It's a cinnamon liqueur or it's a schnapps
Yes.
or whatever
Cinnamon
because
flavored.
flavored, but because they're typically going to be lower than 80 proof, which if it's lower than 80 proof, you can't call it a whiskey.
Yeah.
If it, and then you can finish it with different types of wood, but it has to be called a bourbon, aged in
Mhm.
new unused American oak barrels first. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I've tried Fireball before. I mean, it tastes like Red Hots and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's another thing I want to try it with, Jerry, is hot apple cider, and
mhm.
then put a little bit of that cinnamon whiskey off in there. Tell you what, let me run in real quick and grab it. I want to say it's like 94 proof or something, but I'm not for sure. Let me check that out.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I will say it's
Right.
291 is also not going to be for everyone. It is 100 proof. It's a small batch, but it's Colorado bourbon whiskey finished with aspen wood staves, and it has a very piney kick to it. But there is complexity there. I will tell you that this is a finished bourbon, so that's helping to add the complexity. But you get that it's not pine sap. It's not like your brain doesn't go like bitter, like chewing on a pine branch or anything. But man, that wood gives it a lot of punch. Though I'll tell you that. Mm. And it's interesting, very interesting. It's buttery too, but good buttery note in there.
Nope. No, sir. I was wrong. 74 proof.
Uh, which one was that? Oh, honey. Yeah, Colorado honey. Yeah,
Yep.
and typically when you add stuff like that, it's going to be below 80 proof.
Yeah. Yeah. It's honey and cinnamon flavored whiskey. And then at least they said that on the label.
Right. But
But it was,
again, I don't know how they can call it whiskey on the bottle legally because whiskey
fig-
cannot be bottled at lower than 80 proof.
less than 80 proof. Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
could
I
I
think
could say
they called it because they called it flavored whiskey. Maybe
maybe,
that's the designation.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They get away with a lot.
Hey, Teresa. Long time no see. Cheers, lady.
Yeah, that's true, Jerry J. I could see that the people because yeah, you drink enough of anything and you're going to get blubbered.
Hmm.
I'd rather just
Like
sip on.
Jaeger and Red Bull.
Yeah,
Woof.
it's bringing me down. It's bringing me up. It's bringing me down. It's bringing me up.
Oh, yeah. I did that once when I was still in the Air Force. That was enough for me. I think
uh,
since then I've had maybe one or two, what do they call those? Um, Jaeger bombs. I think I've had a couple of those over the years since then, but not like I did back then. Oof, my goodness.
yeah,
I refuse.
yeah, that Red Bull gives you wings, but that gives you like crippled wings.
Yeah, you fly like this, kind of crash and burn fairly
Yeah,
often.
twisted wings. Rod J back in the house. We are on hashtag RIEG if you want to get in on these entries to the quarterly drawing. And even if you don't want to have the entries, you can always give them away. If you
Coach Slaughter and regret. Oh.
yeah.
But it's got gold in it, man. Come on.
Uh-oh. It's 7:30. Man, we are flying through these things tonight. All right. Share screen. Here we
Dang, Teresa,
go.
they're working you on Thanksgiving. My goodness. Slave
Good
drivers
luck,
around
everybody.
there.
Hello, Teresa La Guerra.
Ooh, excuse me.
And we're landing on Chris Jenkins.
Oh, hey, Chris. I didn't see him sneak in here.
Yeah, every time though, ever since that video came out with those guys playing that video game, and that dude, they were trying to figure out how to go in, and I don't know what it was, some kind of role playing game online, and it was that Leroy Jenkins video,
Mm.
and they're trying to figure out how to go in and win that room, and that sucker just bust through the door, and he said, Leroy Jenkins. All right, this one is RT.
Cheers, Chris.
What could it
Oh,
be?
if you, Rocktown.
Okay, caveat,
Arkansas.
bottled in bond. It must be the
Nice.
bottled in bond. Okay, I had a full proof. It drinks a little hot. This one, money, right on the money. And this is distilled, aged, and bottled by Rocktown Distillery in Little Rock, Arkansas. Yeah.
Oh, got you, Teresa.
Leroy's
cousin.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, if y'all haven't seen it, Chris took a hit for us. He tried tried to see if he could improve Malort.
Oh,
And
that's a uphill challenge right there.
So far he has not been able to improve the taste on a Malort.
I mean, what would one do to try to improve the taste of a Malort?
I mean, the last one he did was he tried it with eggnog.
Okay.
He used some barrel aged Malort with eggnog, and it improved the smell, but not the taste.
Yeah, I was going to say don't try to mix that with any other good bourbons or whiskeys or anything like that, because you're just going to bring them down.
Yeah, I think I want to. I'm actually going to go ahead and get me a bottle next time I see it, because I think I know where some is, the barrel aged, which it's a slight bit better than the regular Malort.
I give up.
I think I'm going to get some of that, and I'm going to try it with tonic water.
Yeah,
I don't think it would improve it much, because just the Malort itself has got that real bitter kind of aspirin grapefruit nasty note to it.
Yeah, you know how some of these YouTubers out there they'll try weird shit just to try it, and I think someone was running whiskeys or whatever through a Brita filter or something like that. It seems like I remember that.
Yeah, I think Whiskey Tribe did that.
Yeah, well, this was just somebody trying it, like wasn't a reviewer type thing, like a whiskey reviewer. It was just somebody that just tried weird stuff.
Dang, Gary. That's a little much proof for me. I think the hottest stuff that I've got is like a 147, 15-year-old from. It's a 15-year-old. I think it's Canadian.
I mean, they can't even distill it at higher than 160 proof.
Well, he's talking shine.
Oh, shine. Yeah, well, that can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
That's unregulated.
Yeah, maybe some sweet grapefruit juice might help. Yeah, Whiskey Trap did do durian. And they said it was actually much better than the fruit.
Yeah.
Because it took a lot of that funky, nasty stench off of it. Because oh my God, that stuff's so horrible.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it just gives me chills thinking about the smell of that stuff.
What I heard about the Brita filter thing, which I don't even have a Brita, much less a filter. but I heard that if you run whiskey through it, you need to replace it immediately because it just
Yeah.
kills the whole filter. It
Yeah.
sucks all the life out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my only thing with the Dirt Kid is that chewed up aspirin taste.
Mm.
Oh, it's like what was that pill they used to give you for malaria? Quinine sulfate.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that is the most bitter, nasty. Oh my God, that
rotted
pill is
lamb.
horrible. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that too. Oof, nasty.
Ugh. Yeah, I did that durian fruit thing.
Yep,
Yeah,
quinine.
I was eating it okay. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't my favorite flavor, but it didn't like gag me or
I don't,
anything.
I don't believe I could actually stomach it. I mean, I got a low gag reflex when it comes to certain smells.
Now caveat: I did the dried fruit, the durian, the
Oh,
dehydrated one.
okay.
So I didn't do a fresh fruit.
666 tonic.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, he said that's almost pure quinine.
Oh,
That's six six
nasty.
six tonic. Yeah.
Now I love me some lamb chops, but you know, ugh, rotten lamb.
Well,
No.
the lamb gets their gamey flavor the closer they get to a year, and then over a year it's mutton, and that's where it gets
Yeah.
really gamey. And so
Yep.
there's a range in there, and the stuff I like a little of that gamey lamb flavor,
Mm.
but the stuff I've been getting at the store lately, you can hardly tell it's lamb. I mean, I'm just been disappointed with it. The little chops and shoulder chops.
Yep. Yeah. See, I was raised with a lot of lamb. My grandmother would get leg of lamb and make kibbe out of it and kibbe, and but the kibbe is raw lamb, and
Yeah,
I love it. It's kind of like steak tartare, you know. Mutton. There's
yeah,
one place that I used to live close to in Kentucky that's close to Hopkinsville, and they're known all over for their barbecue mutton, But I never liked it. I just don't like mutton. It's got that. It's real funky, fatty, greasy, and then like you said, it's real kind of gamey tasting.
yeah. Owensboro.
Yeah. They may have some place. They may do some up in Owensboro too. But this place right outside of Hopkinsville, which we call Hoptown, because
Yeah.
nobody wants to say Hopkinsville. We're too lazy redneck for that. It's Hoptown.
I've heard people around here call we have Tobaccoville Road,
Hmm.
and
Backer Road.
they just call it Backer Road
That's what I would.
or Backer Road. Yeah.
Yep, Backer Road.
And I was trying to figure out what the hell that guy was talking about, and he said, "Yeah, you go down there Backer Road and take a right and go over there." And I said, "Back up road." He said, "No, Backer, like Chewbacca." I said,
Yep. Huh, you ain't from right here, are you?
threw me off because back when I was living around all that a lot, I would have to translate for people from out of town, but I've lost my edge now.
Oh, I got you, Sid. Yeah, Moonlight Barbecue. I've actually eaten there. They do have pretty good food. Now I didn't
Mm,
try their mutton though, because like I said, I ain't a mutton eater.
yeah,
Bad
I've
ragu.
had good mutton overseas, in Ireland and stuff. I mean, I've had
Yeah,
mutton chop over there that was really good. I don't know what they did to it, but it was tender. It wasn't tough, but it was
yeah.
very lamby, and it may have been like 12 months and like a week old, he
Oh,
kept it,
yeah.
just what's up, Major Zero? Yeah, just
Hey,
old
Major
enough to
Zero.
call it mutton, just
Yep.
over that year.
There you go.
All right, we are at
Mm.
time to spin. Let me go ahead and present this screen. If you missed this one, don't worry, there's another one coming. This one is hashtag RT. Good luck, everybody. Let's get some folks on the wheel for the quarterly drawing. That's Lori plus, and now this one's worth 30. we're getting on up there now. So we are going to draw again. And we have a multiple entry tonight. I'm expecting more because we usually have a lot more on the wheel. Gandy Road.
There we go.
It's usually when we get down to those big ones at the end that we have a lot of multiple entries. All right.
I don't know, Jerry. I think I kind of like most deer meat a little bit better. It's a little bit less gamey than lamb is, to a degree. But lamb chops are definitely more tender than most deer.
Now
I
this
just cooked
one,
up a little deer tenderloin 2 days ago.
for this one, I'm putting the entire name of the bourbon on there. So sorry about the length of this 3-letter name.
Bob? Oh,
It's
Hugh.
Few.
I've
This is
seen that. I have
Illinois.
not tried it.
Yep, this is Illinois. It is distilled, aged, and bottled by Few Spirits in Illinois.
Okay.
So, and I like it pretty good. It is very, very smooth. It's one of those that's kind of, it can be a danger to yourself and others, or be a danger to you and cause you to be a danger to others. I mean, it goes down easy. But it does have a really good buttery notes to it, and it does have a good finish on it.
Okay.
But now on the tongue, if you try it, you're probably going to be like, he said he was going to give me more than base bourbon notes. Take another sip and focus on the finish.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like this. I took a bottle of Redbreast PX finished over to Thanksgiving dinner today, and like, just let it sit for a little bit. Don't really take a sip right now. Just give it a few minutes, let it sit there and kind of open up. Okay, now try it. And they're like, dang, okay. And then as far as Jerry J and Sugar Kitty, venison and lamb compared to Axis, both suck. Axis is primo.
Oh, that
Love that
deer
meat.
you cooked that night. Holy crap, that was good.
Man,
I mean, it was like veal.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it was like somebody
closer to
milk-fed 'em.
beef than any kind of a deer or anything,
But it's the closest you're going to get to milk gorged baby calf without killing the baby calf. I mean, it was so good.
Yep. Well, yeah. Now, a venison stew or something like that. But I'm talking like just take like a cut, like a steak, and then just grill it up so there's a good, rare to medium rare. And Axis will win hands down.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. I mean, with lamb chops, because I cook them up rare too. But they do have a little bit of slightly kind of like a gamey kind of a note to them, like a musty kind of gamey note, whereas the Axis does not at all.
No, like I said, Axis tastes like veal to me. It's got the beef flavor, but it's like a young beef flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and around here there's no season on them. They're basically considered a import varmint. So we can go out and shoot those anytime you want to, and they breed twice a year. So they're not as bad as the wild hogs or anything as far as overpopulation, but they're not far from them.
Or they got a rule on caging them?
They got a what?
Do they have a rule on caging them? Like if you trap them?
No, you can trap them.
Okay.
And in fact, a lot of people do. They'll go where they're at and trap them, and then move them to the 10-foot high fenced in people's yards. Where they have the big ranches with the 10-foot high fences. They charge you to come hunt them.
Yep.
So
I was
they'll
just
move them to there.
Some of them you're not supposed to tame, or you're not supposed to, I mean, that would be different than taming if you just let them loose out there. But some of them, there's certain rules around.
Yeah, they'll trap them. In fact, close to my brother-in-law's ranch where I just went and hunted last weekend, they had set up a trap out there, and that's why I didn't get an Axis, because they trapped a lot of them and then moved them to somebody else's ranch that had a big 10-foot high fence. It's like, geez.
But if there's enough of them out there, they'll repopulate.
Oh, yeah, they will. I
Mhm.
mean, he's already seen a few, and I told him whenever he does see some more come through, give me a holler. I'm gonna take off, that next weekend, and I'm going out there to get me one.
Yep.
Because I'm one of those people. I don't want to kill anything. I'd rather save everything, all animals, unless I'm gonna eat it.
Well, I
And
mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not about sport hunting. I've never been
yeah,
that way. Like I was driving along one day and there was a bunch of dead rabbits on the side of the road where someone had just gone out and shot them and they never cleaned them. I mean, they were just laying there in a
yeah,
ditch, dead, and there were
yeah.
like 12 or
Had a
15 of
cut
them
in the
laying
top of the head where they cut the horns off of it or something. I'm like, what
there.
the heck?
Right? Yeah, stuff like that. They need to be drugged behind a
Real
truck for a
close.
little ways.
It's real close, Sugar Kitty. In fact, bison may be just a bit tougher than
It is.
axis.
It is absolutely tougher. I mean, that axis was so tender. I was shocked at how tender that axis was. And that's the difference between it.
Yeah,
I think I mean, you like beef has a lot of fat in it, and so that's
yeah,
like a ribeye is tender because it's more tender
because of
than
the
other
fat.
cuts because it's got a lot of fat marbled through it and all that.
Mm,
But that axis is just that stuff is fantastic.
yep, yep. And that's what they told me when I got down here. It's like, have you had axis yet? I'm like, no, I've eaten whitetail my whole life. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, once you try axis, you're gonna be ruined. I'm like,
Mhm.
whitetail's good. I've had plenty of that and beef and everything else. And I had some axis. Yep, they were right. I'm ruined.
Yep. All right, I'm going to grab another one from the list here if I can find it.
All right.
Oh, God, see? Wyoming. There it is.
Ah, you got to
It's
find the
been right
Wyoming
there.
whiskey.
I
Well,
knew I
there you
would
go.
see
Pour
it.
that one.
Nah, it didn't make the list because I couldn't find it. That's a good one, though. I like
Well,
it.
if it would have made the list. Where would it have made it on the list?
About 8 or 9.
Oh, that low.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been because it's only 88 proof. There's not a lot of big notes to it.
I got you.
So,
Yeah, they
yeah,
proved the shit out of it.
yeah, they did. What else was on the list? Well, there's few. I could let me go ahead and remind myself. Yeah,
Mm,
but no, it would have been down there a little ways. It probably would.
yep.
Yeah, but it would have shaken everything up. That I
Yep.
was doing. Golly, I
Yeah.
knew I had that.
I think John Kranz is supposed to send me a sample of some of that stuff. But knowing
And
him,
you
it's
get,
probably some cast strength stuff or something.
I swear, this afternoon I was going like this. Where is
Yeah.
Wyoming? Where is Wyoming? And it's not only is it on the shelf, it's on the front row. It's not even behind.
Jeez.
That's what
Hiding in
happened.
plain sight.
Hiding if it would have been a snake,
There you go.
I would have been bit.
Yeah, bison starts off with a nice sirloin, leaves off.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of see that. That's about right. I've cut up. I used to work as a butcher for a
Mm.
while too, so I've cut up everything. From bison and goat and deer and sheep and pigs,
Did
all
I show
kinds of
the
different
bottle?
stuff.
Did I show the bottle a while ago on few?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just it is really really good. I mean, it's not. I mean, there's some on my list that I think are better, of course, because
Mm.
we're just over halfway through.
Wyoming, yeah. It's right next to Colorado.
Yeah.
Just a little
Not
little north.
not on my shelf.
Oh man, I can't tell you that one that bottle I got in
Mm.
Colorado. It was a sherry finished Stranahan's.
Oh
Oh my
yeah.
God. That was way, way too much. There must have been sherry left in the barrel when they threw that stuff in there because, oh my
Yeah.
God, it was just straight up sherry in your face. Oh, pheasant. Yeah, there's some good eating right there. I used to have a guy down here in close to South Austin. Well, actually, it was close to Buda that he raised pheasants and quail and a few other birds like that, and you could just go there and buy some. You didn't
Yeah.
have to go hunt for it. You could buy the whole bird, still alive. You could buy it, cleaned and frozen, or however you wanted it, man. Man, yeah, fox squirrel's good eating too.
Oh,
You gotta
shoot.
cook the
I got to
holy shit
spin.
out of it though.
All right. Spin time. Present screen.
Man, I think Lindroni
All
is
right.
pretty dang tasty.
Now I'm sharing draw. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. This is our 35 entries to the quarterly drawing. And we'll see how many double. Oh, major zero. Here we go.
Nice.
All right. Congratulations.
Pheasant. Yeah, Sugar King got a pheasant farm close by.
Good.
Gotta go
Oh,
there.
man. There was a restaurant in DFW. I can't remember the name of it now. It was a limited time on their menu, and they had deboned pheasant. Oh my gosh, that stuff was so good. Now they left the wings and the legs, on there.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was deboned. Oh, it was so good.
Heck yeah.
Now I will explain. I need to explain this too. Why I put 291 ahead of few, and I'll tell you why. Because 291 has those that aspen wood staves in it. It is far more. Now, like I said, by my rule, it's not for everybody. The few is more of a whiskey I think most people would enjoy more than 291, but 291 has more complexity to it. And that's a very light, that's the best picture I could find of 291. And if you saw my bottle, it's not nearly that light color. It's a lot darker than that. But few has it's very fruity on the tongue.
Oh, nice.
Multiple fruit notes, but it's about like Duke.
Okay.
And, kind
of sweet.
But 291's a little drier. So if you like that oaky, woody, and leathery notes, a little tobacco in there, then you'll like 291. But like I said, it has little pine notes come through though. But drinking them in this order, that few is really good. Oh, man. All right. Yeah. Man, it's a good night for people. I think we're going to start hitting multiple winners, and I'm going to keep spinning until we get someone new. And it does remove people from the wheel after they win if I respin. So it won't hit them again. I'm in there twice, though, because I'm simulcasting to YouTube and Facebook. But if it lands on me once in a spin, it goes to Lori. If it lands on me again, I just spin again. So
I agree, Jerry. The little gray squirrels they're edible, but they're not nearly as much meat as a good fox squirrel.
Well, they're more tender. They're easier to clean. Because, I mean, you just make a little cut on the back and bam, But yeah, you gotta kill a mess of them to have a plate of food.
Yeah. Well, the best thing I found to do with squirrel is just basically toss them off in the pot and boil them up, pick it all clean, and then make like squirrel and dumplings. Yeah, it's good eating that way.
I tell you what, Jerry J, I can feel it. It's coming. It's coming, man. I see your 291 hashtag in there. I'm gonna call this one. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Jerry.
I tell you what, for the rest of the evening, I'm gonna keep entering these hashtags, and then if I win, give mine to Jerry.
All right, there we go. I will put Jerry J down.
Cheers,
there.
Jerry.
Cheers. And this was just 3 numbers.
That was the last of that Canadian Castle. That's
Tater,
good. I need to find out again.
Tater Dom jumped in there. Now it changed the dynamics.
non-chill filtered sherry cask. Yeah, that's good. It's nice and light.
Yeah. Stand on the tail and peel it. Yep.
There you go.
Mm.
Easy peasy.
I used to go. I was home. I was stationed in Japan, and I'd come back, Big Daddy H house over there, and I'd take my shotgun. And I'd go out early in the morning, and I would go to this one. He had a hunt. There was they deer hunted out there, but I would go out there and I would park and walk back, and I knew right where these pin oak flats were, and I'd walk down there and I'd kill my limit by in an hour, and then I would just walk back and clean them at the truck, and had a bowl, and I'd have water in it, and I'd throw them over in there, shake and bake them on the way home, in that water, and wash them up in the sink. I would quarter them, bread them, and fry them, and I do. I call it squirrel gravy. It was all the little oil in the pan and the cracklings that come off and the juice that cooks out of the squirrel, and then I'd add that flour to it and pour some milk in there and whip it up, and I would sit there and that was lightly breaded, on the squirrel, and I would just dip it in that white gravy and eat it. Man, I had that so much because being overseas, I was over there for 4.5 years, in Japan. Well, when I got PTO, or not PTO, leave, it's PTO today because I work for not military, but I'd take leave, and I was able to take 45 days straight, and just, hey, I'll see y'all in a month and a half.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you, Jerry. I never needed a shotgun. We was always a 22.
Yeah. Well, and that's how I could, but I would just shoot them way out here. I would aim in front of their nose and make sure just a pellet hit them in the eye or something like that. I got pretty good at that. Number 8 squirrel shot or field load.
You learned how to cut them shots
out. Yeah. Cut the shots out. I'd get one in the shoulder every once in a while, but I'd cut them out.
Yep.
Boy, that few is really good, man. I'm telling you, it's a dangerous one because it's so fruity. It's got and it's not apple either. It's a more of a fruit salady type, where you get all that mix of like peach and stuff mixed in with some apple and all that.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, just for a sipper. All right, we already did that one. Now coming up here in just a few minutes is going to be the put me in for 20. So let me get to my next slide over because we're on 291 right now. I'm going to spin it and I'm going to set the next one up, but then we're going to do the put me in.
Okay.
And it shouldn't take long. Well, we have 16 on the eyeball, and I see a thumbs up on Facebook too. So. But I'm going to present this one a little bit early. I see Cindy got her 291 in there. Goody. Because if we start landing on multiple entries, I want to be able to get this done. Good luck. I started to say congratulations. Good luck, everybody, on this. 40 entries to the quarterly drawing. Steam firing out. Look at her jump in there.
Sneak in late and pull it for the win.
Yeah, messed up them dynamics. All right, I can feel it though. It's coming, Jerry J. You just keep right on trucking along. Now I'm going to set this next one up, but I'm not going to post it yet. Let me grab this, and we're at the part of the show where Mark is going to do a lot of talking because I'm going.
Yeah, y'all know me. I just want to know what everybody's sipping on.
All you have to do in any form or fashion is type the words "put me in" the chat, and I will write your name down, and you will get 20 entries to the quarterly drawing. Look over here. Got quiet.
Yep. Heck, I ain't much of a talker all the time.
Okay.
And I can't find my dang my trimmer, my beard trimmer. I have no idea what since we moved to the new house here, I could not be able to
Oh,
find that dang thing. So this is kind of going wild. I mean, I'm blaming it on No Shave November, but I just can't find my trimmer.
I found mine today. I had to charge it last week.
Jerry, Jerry said his old lady said put it in.
Put it in.
Yeah, I told my wife when she turned 60, I officially call her my old lady now.
Mm, I don't think mine's ever going to allow me to say that.
I don't
Let's
ever
see.
do it, but still, officially I can say it.
All right, we got 17 on the eyeball, and I only have 10 names written down. Just type "put me in," and you get 20 entries.
Yeah, hey, Sugar, I just got me a new cigar lighter. I like this one. It's got a little window that shows you the level of the fuel in there, and then in the
Oh,
bottom down here, it's got a little punch that pulls out. And then like a 3 torch. It's really nice. I like it. And it's small too, so it fits in your pocket real nice. Dang, Major Zero. Hopefully there's
yeah.
people there with you. Oh, Gandy Road with scotch. Man, I've gotten into so many different scotches now. Yeah, sure, kitty. Yeah, it'd go up pretty quick. Um, so many different scotches now that I'm getting into. This one I just got recently, and I like it. Glendronach 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one is it's Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso sherry cask. So a little bit of a sherry bomb kind of finish on that one, but it's real nice. It's light. It's not peated. Because you can get a lot of different ones that are peated, and I've been looking for those recently. And I guess peat for most people is something you got to get into. Kind of like ease into it. And the one that got me into peat to a degree was Highland Park, and it's really lightly
Good
peated,
Lord.
and it's a Highland Scotch. So um, the peat that I get off of that one is more like a floral. So it's a different kind of peat. It's not like Isla peat. Don't jump off if you're gonna try some peat. Don't jump off into like Lafroig 10 or something like that.
Right.
That's like Band-Aids and hate still. I mean, I
Yeah.
love peat, but that one, no, don't care for
All
it.
right.
Now I
Let
did
me
try a Lafroig lower, and that was okay.
Yeah, let me throw this out right quick. Even on Facebook, you can type "put me in the chat and get entries to the quarterly
Nice.
drawing. The next drawing is on December 7th, 2023. It's a Thursday, and we will be giving away a 24-note nosing kit, 3 sample bourbons marked A, B, and C, a crystal whiskey glass that's laser engraved, and a virtual private tasting with me. Second prize is 2 ounces of anything on my shelf in a glass, and third prize is just a glass. So right now, I'm going to read off these names that I have for the Put Me In. This is 20 entries for free. Everybody gets a trophy. All you got to do is type Put Me In. I have Mr. Great Shot, Lori, Big Daddy H, Sugar Kitty, Brissy Boy, Gandy Road, Major Zero, Steam Fire and Ice, William Hall, and Jerry J. If I did not call your name, and you want to get that "put me in" there, type "put me in." Oh, okay, that is Brissy Boy. Yeah. So, but I have a couple of people over on Facebook too. So, there's that. Now I have.
Sugar Kitty. Okay.
I was going to say. Oh, there's Tater Dom. I knew something was missing here. from the now here's the other thing. Well, real quick, and then I'm gonna get the next hashtag going. Is the put me in goes until the end of the show, but I have to see it, right? This is the point of the show. I'm really focused on it. I'm going to put stop, put me in, because I can go back on StreamYard and watch the stream and see and make sure that, I have everything. But from here on out, I'm not focused on it. So make sure you put it in all caps or something, if you do that.
Yeah.
But here's the next hashtag. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, but Sugar Kitty, most of those, the Glen Scotia, the Killoman, Aaron, those have some peat to them, don't most of those? And then in Port Charlotte, of course, is peated, which I like that. I mean, that's a good pour. It's not as peated as some of the stuff like I had a Killoman Makia Bay, and now that's got some peat to it. But dang, it's tasty. And then of course, Ardbeg. One of my favorites is the Ardbeg Ugadal. That's just like brisket burn ends meat. Oh, it's a different kind of peat. It's not. It's an Isla peat, but still, it's different.
All right, so our next entry here, still Austin.
Yes.
Can you believe
Still
I put this? Can you believe I put this third? Because here's the deal, though. It's the cast strength bourbon, and I know that the Nancy picks are good, and Nancy kind of steered 21090 in that direction. And I have that bottle up here. They'll pour some Austin on me. Those are picks. Yeah. But their cast strength is still good, even if it's not Nancy the Nose pick type thing. But if you can get a Nancy pick, there we go. He said we said it 3 times and some moose showed up.
Cheers, moose.
But yeah,
cheers. You want some of this here, Glendronach 12?
Oh, there's Whiskey Uncensored. I see it.
There's Ben. Hey, brother, how you doing? And Moose. Cheers, Moose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alex, you got to put me in there. I know you're going to do it. I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, Gandy Road. I have not tried that one yet, but that's what I hear from that one. That's a lot like the Ugadal. Basically, the same sort of that meaty kind of, unctuous, savory note. It's odd. It really is odd to get that in a whiskey. Which is really good. I mean, it's not one you're going to start off the night with. That's a finish the night off smoking a cigar sort of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with a lot of the peated stuff. The heavily peated stuff. That's not what you're going to start off the night with.
Let me write this down.
Awesome. Cheers, William. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and here's what William Hall gets. He gets 200 entries to the halfway mark giveaway, which is the next one's on January 25, 2024, but he also gets those entries to the regular quarterly drawing. The difference between the two, the regular quarterly drawing, if you are not a channel member, you have to be present to win, but you do not have to be present to win the halfway mark.
Yep. And the last one. Who was it?
Groovy won it, right?
Groovy won that one, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I chatted with him a little bit, and I think what we're going to do for him is I'm going to send him about 4 to 6 samples, and then hopefully I'm going to pick up a couple tomorrow. I'm going to pick up a couple of BCS, Bourbon County Stouts.
And he likes the beer.
Yeah, he likes his Bourbon Counties, and I do too. I mean, I think they're pretty dang good. So I'm going to probably ship him a couple of those as well.
I was buying 6 to 7 regulars, the standard release every single year.
The base.
And I have it all the way back to 2019 up here.
Wow.
Yeah. So each year.
You've been aging them that long?
Yeah, well, it says up to 5 years in the bottle, so
Sure,
I'm
heck yeah.
testing that theory out, and the reason I get that many is I try one the first year immediately, then
Yep.
I try one the next year, one the next year, one the next year, one the next year, all the way through the 5 years.
Yep.
So, and then I get to
Okay.
see what they're like, and if
Uh,
it doesn't make a difference.
yeah, I'm gonna try. I got last year's. It's been aging since last year because I bought a couple of them just like you did, and I'm gonna try that to see if it's changed.
Back to 2009, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, you could definitely. Well,
Ben's mainly a beer guy from way back in the day.
right.
So
I'm stopping this year though. I'm not doing it again because it's to me it's changing, and I'm expecting. I mean, I could be wrong, but Budweiser bought them, and I'm expecting it to start to
okay,
decline.
I got you. Thanks, Sugar Kitty. Sugar Kitty is a wealth of information, especially
Hmm.
about Scotch.
Oh yeah.
And he's the one I saw. I told him I saw this one in Glen Scotia, Victoriana or something, and he's like, "Buy, buy, 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 buy." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go back tomorrow," and I did. I went back to the next day and picked that thing up, and it's fantastic. It's such a good Scotch. I really, really like that one. And then Killoman too. That's been one that I had not heard of until this year, and I picked up a couple of different ones of those, and oh man, they are so good.
Yeah, I have you in, Lori.
Because I mean, I'm a Kentucky boy, so I know about bourbon. I've been drinking, all kinds of different Kentucky bourbons for most of my life. And I like most of them. I really do. And
Mhm.
Maker's Mark, I'm not as much on Maker's as I am like say Four Roses or Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey's top of my list as far as some of the Kentucky whiskeys. Uh, but man, I've this year alone, I think I've gotten more into Scotch and Irish and exploring both of those, and I really like those. I mean, they're not as proofy as a lot of your whiskeys, your bourbons and stuff, but they still have quite a lot of flavor for them, just being a lower proof. It's surprising. Yeah, that one's so tasty.
Yeah, this
I
is a
like that one.
Still Austin. Of course, it's cast strength because it's a
Yeah, was it
pig.
116?
116. I'm going to pour
Yeah.
a teeny bit of this one
Oh yeah,
because
that's good.
that's what we're on right now. Hashtag SA is this is for 45 entries to the quarterly drawing. Now I'm only pouring like that much of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna savor this bottle a while. That cost a little penny. I'm going ahead and savor that.
Yeah, that's a real good bottle. I'm glad I bought two of those because one of them I think is completely gone now.
Yeah.
Or there may be that much left in it. There's not much, but that one is
Oh wow,
it's a
butterscotch.
yeah,
Oh,
it's a super easy sipper for a 116. Does
mm,
not drink anywhere close to that proof.
mm-mm.
That's
It
the one
drinks
thing I
more
think
like
it's
100
impressed me
proof.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one thing I think it's really impressed me about it. A lot of the Still Austin stuff, even the higher proof stuff, does not drink like a higher proof.
Mm. Oh, that buttery butterscotch in there.
Yeah,
That
exactly, Sugar Kitty. hmm That's why it starts with the
mm,
with a
mm.
lot of the Scotch stuff. Just have a little try of this. Oh well, that was good. Oh, well, half now.
Four
Half
leaf
the bottle's
whiskey.
gone
Yeah.
now.
Oh my gosh. Mm. Oh, that is so good.
Cologne
Oh
16.
wow.
Hmm. I
Boy,
haven't even
Nancy
seen that
pointed
one.
them in the right direction, man.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta love Nancy, man, and she's so great that she's in different chats and stuff all the time. Yeah, she's a wealth of information. Holy crap!
Yep.
The knowledge bombs that she drops in some of these chats is fantastic.
Oh, I know.
I wish I could get a hold of some of the like Joseph Magnus cigar blends that she's done, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, they're basically pricing that stuff out of my range. You
Mm.
know,
Man,
just
that
because
has.
of when they do get it here in town or something like that, they want to price it 150 plus or something
Yeah.
like that. Just a regular old Joseph Magnus is like $100 or something. I'm like, come on. I
All right.
mean, it's got to be good, but it ain't
Hear
gonna
my
be that good.
my alarm going off. I have to
Oh,
spin this thing.
spit
Here
it
we
up.
go. Share this out. Good luck, all 14 on the wheel.
Dang, Alex. Way to go. That's a good one. Definitely to put on the backup for sure.
Yep, that's Lori. See, it lands on
Mm-hmm.
her a lot. 45. That's lands on me, lands on her. Oh, once. It lands on me again, but it does remove me from the wheel when I draw again. That's Alex
Oh,
Briere.
moose. Nice.
All right. Now, let that confetti die down. Now, the next one's worth 50 entries to the quarterly drawing.
Dang.
And then the last one's worth 60. And this is not talking about United Nations here. So just so you know.
That good Dior. Yeah.
Now this one, it would be tough for anyone to guess what this is.
And
Here it is. Hang on. This could legally be called a bourbon, but it is not. They chose because of, there's no law against charcoal filtering bourbon, but this is a
yeah.
charcoal filtered Tennessee whiskey. It is not Jack frickin' Daniels. It is the one
Yeah.
Jack Daniels was born off of. Uncle
Okay.
Nearest did it best. This is the premium one, not the white label, the black label. Now, there's
Uh,
nothing wrong with
1856.
but this is a very, very fine whiskey that could legally be called a bourbon. It
Mm-hmm.
is absolutely freaking fantastic. Okay. And
Yep.
it's number 2 on the list. But UN
I
is Uncle Nearest.
I've seen that one in the stores, but I have not picked up a bottle yet.
You should.
I probably will, just because I want to try it.
They're not that pricey. They're
No.
not overpriced. So
Yeah, it's less
grab
than
you
what,
one
60
and tell me
bucks,
what you
50
think.
bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get one. Hey, Twisted, how you doing there?
And of course, Sugar Kitty knew what it was. And I said this one would be tough to guess. But Sugar Kitty is an encyclopedia of whiskey. So, and
Yes.
it's there.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving
Oh,
there, Sam.
oh, Twisted. All right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, she's a north neighbor of me now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She lives
She's
actually,
pretty close to RB, isn't she?
no, RB is north of Dallas. She's close to where I used to live. I used to live off of Hill County Road 1414. We lived on like 101 1414, HCR. And which is, there's Covington, and then you take
Mm-hmm.
this highway that goes down, and we were on that. What the hell was that highway? Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're not going to remember anyway. Some of these people are in the UK. So anyway, we would drive down this highway, and there was a hilly area, and we lived right at the beginning of that hilly area up, and that's why we called it the hill, is where we
Mm-hmm.
lived, because our driveway, you would come off, and 1414 Hill County Road was gravel, but we barely hit it, and then we would turn right into our drive. And then it was a long straight. I had 10 acres, so it was a long straight drive, and then up a hill,
Nice.
and then to the house, and all up there. And if you hear us talking about back when we lived on the hill, that was it. And we
Yep.
used to go to Covington all the time, or not Covington, but Whitney, and that's where, close to where she is over there. So
Mm-hmm.
that was, we would have been neighbors if I'd still lived there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, Moose.
That stuff is amazing. The complexity in that pour is just fantastic. Yeah, it is. It
Yep.
is awesome. Backer
Yeah.
road, you gone too far. That's right. Backer road. He said backer.
Oh, he said Backer. There's an A, Backer Road.
Mm. The guy I was talking about earlier here. He said, "Yeah,
Oh,
you go up there
on
on Backer
Backer.
Road and
Yeah.
take a right." And I said, "Back up road," and he said, "No, Backer, like Chewbacca." Backer road.
Backer. There you go. Yep. Heck yeah.
It was 9:30.
Oh.
Oh, 934 highway. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if we can't remember it, ain't nobody else.
Nah. Yeah. Yeah. We didn't hardly get on 934 anyway. We just take all the back roads everywhere we went.
We're going over to Whitney where the lady lives. We'd take 934 and hit some other road.
Yeah. Well, I got to go ahead and spin this, guys, because otherwise we're going to run out of time, and we have two more after this. So let me go ahead and present this. So these come fast and furious. Hopefully everybody had time to get their entries in. If not, we got one coming on its heels worth even more.
Well, hey, Alex, how about Louis L'Amour?
Right.
Hey, there you go.
I told you I had a feeling.
Uh-oh.
I had a feeling.
About time.
About damn time Jerry J won something. And he won it when we had the most entries on the wheel we've had all night long.
Yep.
All right, last one.
And this is worth what?
60 entries.
60? Dang.
And since if you're already on there, if you're already on the wheel with this, you have a chance to plus 60 on this, and I'll keep spinning until I get someone that hasn't won yet. So this one is, of course, if y'all watch the show at all, you know what I think about Holland's Ghost.
Holland's Ghost, yep.
That's my number one pick. It's from Virginia, distilled, aged, and bottled by Reservoir Distillery. They make their bourbon, and then they sell their barrels to a brewery. And they make they make a barrel, and it's right up the street from them. And they make a barrel aged stout, what they call an ardent stout, at the brewery up the street.
Barrel, yeah.
Then they sell them back to Reservoir Distillery, and then they finish for a limited edition, finish their bourbon in those ardent stout barrels that aged the stout beer.
Nice.
This stuff.
With this one, do you get like some coffee and chocolate notes?
You get a little cocoa in it. Oh, it's so hard to explain. A little bit. It's not the notes on this thing are amazing all the way around, and there's no note that just knocks the shit out of any other note. I mean, they're hard. It's like an orchestra of notes, and they're all in tune. Yeah, it is just amazing. Now, caveat. When I picked Still Austin earlier, that was their cast strength, not a pick. That was their just a normal Still Austin cast strength. There could be a Still Austin pick that would maybe tie this or make me have to grit my teeth to figure out which one's above the other.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, hang on. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm going to run into the house real quick. Put this bottle up. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab something different.
That smoked ham flavor. There's a little burn ends flavor coming out of this that 21090 pick. It is really freaking good. After party. There will be an after party tonight. Big Daddy H is going to be playing some tunes on the guitar. He has his playlist kind of made out, but here's the thing. Old country. Once he gets going, you possibly make some requests. He may not know the whole song, but he may play some of it. But yeah, the after party is on Bourbon Bounty After Dark. I have the actual link to the stream. It doesn't start till 8:45. We're going to take a few minutes in between. I'm going to get it set up over there and switch all my logos over to the Bourbon Bounty After Dark backgrounds and all that. And then we'll get started over there. I can actually start a little earlier than 8:45, but yeah, we'll get going over there on or before 8:45 here in just a second. Now, there's my alarm going off for the spin. If you don't have hashtag HGN yet, please get that in a quick hurry if you want to get in there, because I am going to present screen. I'm going to share screen. I'm going to the giveaway. And here we go. 15 people on there. Let's get it done. And we are landing on Slap. Oh, look at there.
Nice.
Slapshot has not won one yet.
Yep.
Wow. That usually, the reason I started 8:25 is it usually hits like almost everybody on the list coming down. Kill Coleman.
Since Moose is around, had to show him this one.
Uh-huh. All right.
Cheers, buddy.
Congrats.
Ah.
We have given away.
Oh,
Do I have?
yes.
Hey,
Nice.
type put me in right quick. Because I don't have Slapshot down for the put me in.
Really? Oh, well, dang. And Moose, too, I think.
Oh, I got Alex down. I put him down. Yeah, he was here earlier. But yeah, I mean, they'll give you a chance to get the 60 plus 20 is 80. All right,
Man.
There we go.
That's got to be one of my favorite peated ones right there for sure. I mean, and look at the color on this. There's hardly any color to it.
Yep.
It's crazy.
No, it doesn't matter. Man, we have 4 people watching from Facebook over there. Well, one of them is.
Oh, I know. I have not seen that one, Alex.
Oh, yeah. Man. Okay, again, if you're just joining, after party, 8:45 over on Bourbon Bounty After Dark. I have pinned the link to that live stream, the YouTube link in the top of the chat on YouTube.
I don't see it there.
You don't? I still see
no.
it.
It was at the.
Let me grab it again.
Of the, over there it is. Now it's pinned.
Oh, well, all I did was clicked on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you're on, well, let me grab it again. If you're on Facebook, let me, I don't, because that's not pinned for them.
Yeah, it's showing up now.
Yeah, but not on Facebook.
The cast strength.
Well, I'm simulcasting to Facebook, though, too, from there. Right. So if you can find it on Facebook, we're there, too.
Dang, Jerry. Yes, it's Pete Moss. You'd like it.
Good all right. 2-minute warning. Here we go. Any last thoughts?
Oh. If you haven't tried other whiskeys besides bourbon, try other stuff. Branch out. I mean, not just, whiskeys like Scotch or Irish or something like that. Try you some tequilas, try you some different rums. I've come across some wonderful gins this year. There's lots of different stuff out there to try. And you do not have to drink everything neat. You can mix it with whatever you like to mix it with. A Coke, lemonade, tea, whatever. There's plenty of really good stuff out there to try and drink. And drink in moderation, and remember, hydration is key.
Have you water? Now, here's another thing. My knowledge of this stuff is in bourbon. Okay. Now, I will tell you, Rabbit Hole Gin is good. From Rabbit Hole Distillery, you need to try their gin. It's pretty sweet. It doesn't have a lot of the floral notes. Like I'm chewing on flowers. Okay.
The juniper,
yeah, the juniper. So, but I will tell you this. I have scotches down here you can't see. I have a lot of rye whiskeys you can't see. I have neutral spirits. I have vodka. I have a bunch of stuff over here. I have tequilas over there. I have other things. It's not just bourbon for me, but that's what I showcase on this show, right? But I drink tasty adult beverages is what I drink.
There you go.
But we are at the end of the show. After party is over at Bourbon Bounty After Dark. Now you say you can see the pin. Pinned at the top of the chat. We're good to go. If you're on YouTube, click that. If you're on Facebook, it's simulcasting to my Facebook page over there as well. So however you found this one, you can find the after party. We'll get going here in about 10 to 15 minutes. But peace, love, and bourbon, guys.